Hello, I'm Nancy Stainback, and I'm going to be providing you specific examples of how CSCL, which is Computer Supported Collaborative Learning, instructional approaches might be implemented into K-12. Computer Supported Collaborative Learning is a pedagogical approach to wherein learning takes an academic discipline as the study of how knowledge and skills are imparted in an educational context, and it considers the interaction that takes place during learning. Only in the last 15 to 20 years has researchers began to explore the extent to which computer technology could enhance the collaborative learning process. In general, researchers have relied on learning theory development without consideration of computer support. Some researchers have suggested that the field needs to have a theory tailored and refined for the unique challenges that confront those trying to understand the complex interplay of technology and collaborative learning. The goal of collaboration theory is to develop an understanding of how meaning is collaboratively constructed, preserved, and relearned through the media of language and artifacts and group interaction. There are four crucial themes in collaborative theory. Collaborative knowledge building, which is seen as a more concrete term than learning. A group of personal and perspective intertwining to create a group of understanding. A mediation by artifacts or use the resources which learners can share or imprint meaning on. And interaction analysis, which is using captured examples that can be analyzed as proof that the knowledge building has occurred. Collaborative learning requires the group to complete the task together throughout the dialogue and joint action. Collaborative learning provides learning opportunities that are sidestepped in cooperative learning and guidance from the instructor, but also the task design can make the difference between a learning situation being tackled collaboratively rather than cooperatively or even individually. The educational potentials of the CSCL is that you can have collaboration can expose each learner to multiple perspectives on and explanations of phenomenons. It can be provoke belief revisions and provide internal monitoring of and feedback on and problem solving performances. Currently, CSCL is used in instructional plans in the classroom, both traditionally and online, from primary schools to postgraduate institutions. Like any other institutional activity, it has its own prescribed practices and strategies, which educators are encouraged to employ in order to use it effectively. Because it is used so widely spread, there are innumerable scenarios in the use of CSCL, but there are several common strategies that provide a foundation for the group's cognition. One of the most common approaches to CSCL is the collaborative writing. Through the final product can be anything from a research paper, a short story, a process of planning and writing together encourages students to express their ideas and development of a group understanding of the subject matter. Tools like blogs and interactive whiteboards and custom spaces that combine free writing for the communication tool can be used to share work, inform ideas, and write. Technology media discourse refers to debates, discussions, and other social learning technologies involving the examination of a theme using technology. Example was minds maps, survey systems, and simple message boards like collaborative writing. Technology media discourse allows participants that may be separated at times in distance to engage in conversations and build knowledge together. Group exploration refers to the shared discovery of the place, the activity, the environment, or the topic around two or more people. Students do their exploring in an online environment and they use technology to do better understandings understand a physical area, and reflect on their experiences together through the internet. Virtual worlds are like a second life or wild, Wildville as well as communication tools like Skype may be used for this kind of learning. Educators may use orchestration graphs to define activities and roles that students must adapt during learning and analyzing after the learning process. Problem based learning is a popular instructional activity that leads itself well to the CSCL because of the social implications of the problem solving. Complex problems calls for rich group interplay that encourages collaboration and creates movement towards a clear goal. When Web 2.0 applications like wikis, blogs, RSS feeds, collaborative writing, video sharing, social networks are used for computer supported collaborative learning, specific strategies should be used for their implementation, especially regarding adoptions by a teacher and a student, usability and quality in their uses, issues, the technology maintenance, the prodigy and instructional um, design, and social interactions between students, the privacy issues, and the information system security. The teacher's role, the instructor must introduce the CSCL activity in a thoughtful way that contributes to the overarching design for the course. The design should clearly define the learning outcomes and assessments for the activity. In order to assure that the learners are aware of these objectives and that they are eventually met, proper administration of both resources and expectations is necessary to avoid learner overload. Once the activity has begun, the teacher is in charge with kickstarting and monitoring discussions of the facilitated learning. Excuse me. The instructor must be able to mitigate technical issues for the class. And lastly, the instructor must engage in assessment and whatever form of design calls for and to ensure objectives that have been seen and met for all students. With the proper structure, any CSCL strategy can lose its effectiveness. It is the responsibility of the teacher to make students aware of what their goals are and how they should be interacting with potential technological um, concerns and the time frame for the exercise. This time frame should enhance the experience for the learner by supporting collaboration and creating opportunities for construction of knowledge. Some criticism and concerns. Through CSCL holds promise for enhancing education. It is not without barriers or challenges to success implementation. Students need to sufficiently access the computer technology. They need to warrant collaborative work, and the problem must be sufficient complexity, otherwise, teamwork is unnecessary. Through the tasks may be collaborative by nature, students may still need training on how to work in a truly cooperative process. There is also the concern that the availability of technological tools can be created problems. Instructors may be tempted to apply the technology to a learning activity that can be very adequately be handled without the intervention of support of computers. In the process, the student and the teachers learning how to use the user-friendly technology, they never get to the act of collaboration. As a result, computers become an obstacle to collaboration rather than to support it.